Happy Information Wednesday, Shalise McQueen here. Per my video, when it comes to shopping for homes, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you've been through the process a couple times, there's always something that happens when you're under contract, and that is receiving the insurance history letter from the current seller, also known as a CLUE report or also letter of experience. And you want to pay very close attention to what this document lists, because if the seller has had any past insurance claims in the past 5 years, that could impact your ability to obtain insurance, and also it may cost you more money depending on what kind of claim that is. The reason behind this conversation is I have really been talking a lot about claims in general and the environment with the insurance industry right now, and how claims are being treated, how premiums are being charged, surcharges, rates, all of those things. And unfortunately, when it comes to obtaining homeowners insurance, they're not just looking at us personally, meaning the buyer and the insured. They're looking at the property history itself, which includes any claims or wrongdoings that the previous seller may have done. And something to consider is the type of claim that you may find on these CLUE reports, again, letter of experience, whatever you want to call them. From experience, certain claims definitely hold a larger weight in terms of rates, surcharges, and of course, insurability. Water is one of those claims that no insurance company wants to see. And the reason being is more than likely when you have a water claim, there is opportunity for subsequent claims, especially in terms of mold and fungi. And if a job's not done right the first time, you also could have the continuous leak happening. So water claims are not good. They definitely have a high surcharge ratio. And just as a reminder, claims typically surcharge for 3 years and stay on as the claim history a total of 5 years. That's why it's important when you are shopping, you request a 5-year claim history and say that the seller did switch insurance companies during their 5-year tenure at the property. Request their prior insurance as well. You want to make sure you have a in-depth idea of what their claims history has been, in addition to receiving what's called the seller property disclosure statement. As I was saying, in addition to the CLUE report, you want to make sure you pay attention to the seller property disclosure statement, because that's going to outline everything under the sun. However, the challenge is a lot of properties are investor owned, which means they likely are never owner occupied, which also means you may not be receiving this document. So in that case, this is where I definitely come into play, is you're going to give me a call. I'm only going to validate what your rates look like, meaning your insurance premium for the year, but I'm also going to do a deep dive into the history of the property itself and see if any claims do show up on my end and what they were for, the amount paid out, etc. That way you know exactly what you're getting into. As I was saying in many videos now, that unfortunately the insurance industry has been hit the hardest in terms of inflation. And because of that, there's just so many underwriting changes and companies not wanting to provide insurance anymore, quite frankly. And so not only is it important to make sure you understand who's insuring your property, or whether it's, your home, your auto, umbrella, business, life insurance, whatever it may be, but you want to make sure as you're shopping for new assets that you have the ability to be insured. Because if you're not, or it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, you may want to pass on that property and look for something different. As always, I'm here to be a resource for you. You can give me a call at 602-525-5665 or email me at cmcqueen@farmersagent.com. As always, ask yourself, are you protected? We'll see you next week.